The all-new 22 Civic, now on sale at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Welcome to 9 News Now.
Welcome to 9 News Now here on the WAFB Plus. Welcome to a not Monday, a Tuesday morning in South Louisiana. And look, if you step outside right now, kind of disagreeable, kind of just that it feels like the fog is on you, the mist is on you. It's a cooler start. And here, look at future radar. You see some passing showers. It ain't nothing like yesterday.
No, it is a quieter passing showers day. Ooh, how much rain do you think you got in your part of the woods?
It just didn't stop. It started at, gosh, what was it? It was probably about a little after 1:30.
Yeah.
And I felt like I got up this morning, like 12 hours later, and it was still like, nope, still here.
So,
it really was. It was just a lot. Steve was saying the airport officially got like better than an inch of rain. Boy, his place, he got like 2 real quick. So it wasn't this deluge in a matter of, an hour or two, but it was just hit and miss, hard rain, and then it just kind of lingered for a while.
And thankfully, we just have passing showers today. In fact, if you look at the radar, we've just got that ugly level of clouds. But there are some outdoor events happening today, so if you are planning to be outside, you may want to bring an umbrella because you see those spots of green.
Are we, the rest of the day though, we're not really going to warm up a whole lot, like 57 degrees.
Yeah.
Look at the difference from today, look at Friday. That could be a record high. That's approaching record high.
It's like the climax of the roller coaster. We're just going up and down. Yesterday, hard to believe. T-shirt shorts.
I know.
T-shirt shorts.
Right. Well,
crazy.
You can wear those today, but you might be a bit chilly. But yeah,
if you so choose.
The outdoor events.
Yeah.
This is one right here. Obviously, you wake up this morning, you check the calendar, you know what day it is. 80 years from the attack on Pearl Harbor.
December 7th, 1941. Really hard to believe it's been 80 years,
incredible. Especially
for our veterans. Thank you, by the way,
no kidding.
Who were a part of that. And it's hard to believe 2,400 Americans lost their lives. Louisiana playing a big role of that. Isaac C. Kidd Sr. Lost his life there on USS Arizona. So today at the special Pearl Harbor Remembrance Ceremony, they're going to honor him as they do every year. But what's really special this year, it's back in person.
It was, they had the ceremony, as Liz mentioned, they had the ceremony last year, but they couldn't really invite the public. And so it was kind of check it out via camera, that kind of thing. And so on board the Kidd. And so, yeah, you mentioned the Admiral. And so to be able to be a part of that out there on the Kidd, and we actually were talking with some folks this morning, actually one of the folks from the museum. There are right now, well, currently and over time, there were 3 vessels that bore the Kidd name, including the one that we have docked along the river here. And sailors who were on board or are currently on board, the active Kidd right now, are going to be on board this one here. That's a first.
It's a big deal.
It is.
Yeah.
So to be able to have that a part of the remembrance and the honoring ceremony of those who lost their lives 80 years ago, and still those who served, who rushed in after the attack and served in World War II. 11:55 is when it starts.
Right around the time where this happened, Hawaii time, 80 years ago. Yeah. So these stories are still so important. If you have little ones, it's a great opportunity for them to be exposed to what happened so long ago. Because at the end of the day, it is our history. So it's good to know about it right in our neck of the woods.
It really is. And you mentioned it, where we are losing, obviously, as every year goes by, some of that greatest generation who served in the Second World War. Both of my grandfathers served, one in the European theater and one in the Pacific. They survived the war. Both of them have since passed. And I have so much of their memorabilia in my house, their accomplishments, the legend that they left behind. And so, yeah, my kids get to see that literally every day in our house. It's ridiculously important to me, and that's just one of the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of family stories.
Yeah.
So to be able to tell the stories and hold on to them and make sure they're told, that's something.
And you can do that right there today at the USS Kidd, 11:55. It is free.
It is, right, to attend the ceremony. Something else going on today. We're talking money in EBR.
money specifically to improve the city parish. So we're talking drainage, we're talking traffic, we're talking a number of other things that the city could spend on, improving buildings and sidewalks, infrastructure as a whole. The mayor has her proposal. She outlined that at the last meeting, and today's a special meeting to go over that budget to see what the city council would like to tweak and what they would like to see continue.
Right, and so they've had a chance to look at this proposed budget for 2022 from Mayor Sharon Weston Broom, and Liz just kind of hit on the high points right there. And those high points
Very
come
broadly.
from, exactly, community as a whole. Everybody knows what really needs to be focused on is the traffic, it's the flood mitigation, but also the economic drivers as well.
Right.
So as you mentioned, they're going to take a look at that today. They could give it kind of their backing and move it forward to potentially becoming the budget. What do they strike out? What do they take out? What do they think needs to be looked at again? Big conversation because it's a big amount of money.
Well, our crew will be on it and keep you on top of that for later's newscast today.
Also today, how cool is this?
Oh!
How cool is this?
Southern University has a new head coach, and what's really cool about it is that he's a familiar face. He was a former staff member on the football team, but so much more than that, the story is just great. His daughter currently attends Southern University, so she shouldn't be surprised if he wants just like midday surprise lunch.
Just walk in on class and be like, is she paying attention? She paying attention?
She's doing her homework.
She did, exactly. You tell me, because I'll have her doing wind sprints out on the field. So Eric Dooley is going to be officially announced as the head coach, the new man in charge of the Southern University football team. Press conference today at noon o'clock. You mentioned he was assistant coach for a baker's dozen worth of years back in the day, late 90s into the 2000s. But it's not just, he's made the rounds a little bit within the SWAC. So he knows the conference from Pine Bluff to of course Grambling for a while, and of course right here wearing the colors, Prairie View A&M.
It's cool to see.
Yeah,
Very
it really
cool to
is.
see.
Really
A homecoming at that, and we're excited to officially introduce him. Welcome home to you, Coach Dooley.
No kidding.
Very exciting.
So it begins. So it begins. He just took his team to the SWAC championship game where they lost to Jackson State. Jackson State looks like they want to have a stranglehold on this thing for a while. So welcome back to the blue and gold. The mission in mind, bring that championship back to Baton Rouge.
Oh, wouldn't
Just
that
getting
be
started.
great?
Just getting started.
That's a lot of excitement here in the capital city.
It
LSU even tweeting out, congratulating
Oh, gosh,
him.
yeah.
Lots of love for Louisiana natives, being a New Orleans native. It's just
gosh,
cool
yeah.
to see that.
Championships back to Baton Rouge.
Ah.
This guy did it. He helped do it. My goodness.
Glenn Dorsey, Gonzales native at that, getting inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Huge deal. So this, you may have been like, well, I thought that this happened last year. It did. But because we are this far into the pandemic, they're actually hosting this year's inductees and making sure that last year's inductees also get enshrined. So a huge honor for him to actually be there and for us to witness this magical moment.
You said it right there. The class was still announced, but because of COVID, publicly having the enshrinement just never happened.
Yeah.
So postponed. So now they are doing class of 2020 and class of 2021. Glenn Dorsey, for LSU fans, he's on like the Mount Rushmore. He really is.
You and Steve were talking about that this morning.
Before Joe Burrow, probably the most awarded and acclaimed of all time. I mean, think back to 2007 when he was racking up literally every trophy that he was eligible for on the defensive side of the ball. He was just like, bring him on, bring him on, bring him on. He won everything.
That's awesome.
And of course, helped the team to the national title, the BCS title back in the day. So to have him there, he is the 10th former Tiger now inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Bringing us up to the double digits.
I know, right?
Wow.
Exactly. You're going to have some others join him along the way
Yeah.
in years to come after they're done with the NFL careers. There's certainly more to come. But Glenn Dorsey, you said the name, and the other team was just immediately like,
Wait
"Can we
a
put
minute."
like 5 guys on him, please?"
Yeah.
He was so much fun to watch. The drive, the engine, the passion.
I can only imagine.
And he's got such a smile. This was
Yeah.
actually taken at Tiger Stadium recently. They kind of honored during one of the timeouts that they always have. They brought him out, and I think it was the Texas A&M game. Hey Josh. Hey Josh, was that the Texas A&M game you took this shot? Yeah.
Oh,
It's Josh
love
Ozan,
that.
who's a big part. Obviously, he's our digital manager. He's on the other side, just talking to him like it's no big deal. But he actually snapped this picture.
He captured a lot of the big moments
He
in
does.
LSU
He
world.
goes out to a lot of these games and snaps a lot of these shots. That's his picture. Look at that.
That's cool.
Pretty smile. got the plaque.
Happy as can be.
So yeah, but it'll be fun to see him College Football Hall
Yeah.
of Fame official.
You can watch that today on ESPN3 at
you go.
11 a.m. Central Time. A huge honor for a Louisiana native, Gonzales native. Come
So
on,
good.
AP.
So good. Shout it out, AP.
Okay.
Kelly Hubbard
Yes.
was live this morning, talking a little bit about fire safety when it comes to the holidays. Ain't nobody want this.
No, and this might look extreme, but it's so easy to get in this
Yeah,
situation
kinda is.
if you have all the combination, the right ingredients for a Christmas tree fire. So
Yeah.
lots of folks get live trees for Christmas. Lots of people like to decorate it, but you've got to maintain it. You've got to make sure you're doing all the right things to prevent this from happening in your house. And that means you got to water your tree. You've got to make sure you check all the lights and make sure none are burnt out before you put them on. I know it's tedious. Trust me, I know untangling those lights is a pain in the rear, but
yeah.
you have to do it because it's really the safe thing you can do to prevent that.
To prevent this.
Yeah.
And then pay attention to it. I know a lot of folks like to, and I'm sure your lights are very safe. I'm sure, exactly. But you know, someone like keep it on overnight, and that's actually something that we don't do. We keep it on as during the day. The kids come home. There it is. During the evening when people are awake. But once it's time for bedtime, unplug it. We don't want anything going crazy out there if we're not there.
Or being woken up by crazy.
Exactly. Because look, man, you can water that. You can make sure that tree's got all the water in the world.
Yeah.
You could make sure that the lines on the lights are just perfect. Something crazy could happen. I mean, just a spark here or a spark there. All of a sudden, the line that was great or the light that was great goes bad. Next thing you know, it's this. So just make sure you have your eyes on it as much as you can, or you're in the area while it's on. And of course, Christmas trees ain't the only. Everybody loves a good candle during the holidays. Watch that as well. We've talked about those.
A lot of people, I'm guilty of it too, falling asleep with it on. So you just want to make sure before you're going to bed, as Matt said, you want to turn those Christmas tree lights off. You want to blow out any candles that are up and around the house because this is a busy time of year for firefighters. We are trying to make sure they don't stay busier than they need to. So please, it's a good learning lesson for kids too.
Yeah.
To go around the house, room by room, to do a check to see what's still on and what you could put out before going to bed.
I've been that dad for years because I turned into my
You
father.
kind of need to be.
I really am. Well, I'm like, why is
Safety
this light on?
first.
Why is this light on? It
Yeah.
wasn't even about safety. I was just trying to save some money.
Oh,
I'm like,
that
why
too.
is this on? Why is this on? Why is it?
Yeah.
Come on, you haven't been in this
Right.
room for 20 hours.
Right.
Turn the light. But at this point, it
Great
is kind
Depression,
of
grandparents, parents.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, close the door. What are we paying to
Right.
heat the outside?
Leave the water running.
All of it. But now it can be a safety lesson as well. Turn it off. Just be safe.
Be safe. That's
There
the
you go.
goal here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So today's Tuesday,
Yep.
which means following this
Right.
in about 30 minutes, so a long bathroom break, coffee break, lunch, breakfast, brunch
How
break,
long of a
whatever
bathroom
you
break
need.
do you
Some
need?
people, coffee does not sit well with their stomach. Coffee, cheese, there are a lot of things that give people upset stomach.
Go get a
where you may
prune
need
or something,
Pepsi.
apparently, according to-
Yeah, just take care of yourself.
Some roughage in the
It's
diet.
hard sometimes.
Man,
You just got to listen to your stomach. Gut feeling, more than a gut feeling. Truly.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So take your bathroom break. and then stay right here for Asian Nation.
Yeah.
Maybe that is your bathroom break.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, the great
that's
thing is
me.
you can take that to the bathroom
That's
on
me.
your phone because we're on WAFB+.
This is.
Look,
Wash your hands, people.
look. Everybody does
Go
it.
come out of there. I
Yeah.
mean, back in the day, it was like the newspaper. and
Right.
That
It
was
has since changed.
that was a little weird because like
It's still a shared,
well, yeah, the
commonly touched
newspaper would
item.
just like if it's like a common area,
Right.
like a business like this, the newspaper would disappear for a minute, then it'd come back, and you wondered
Well-
how many trips to the bathroom the sports section took.
A bunch, and it's a communal paper.
Ah.
It's bound to happen.
But at least I guess your phone is your phone. Ain't nobody gonna be reading on your
I
phone.
suppose.
Man, that was a weird trip.
I was about to say that's a very
That's a weird trip
very
we just
strange-
took. That's
So
a weird.
the moral of the story: wash your hands.
Yeah.
And if you're doing your business, you can take your phone, the paper, and watch Johnny Asian. There's a lot going on
Well, it
here.
really is.
A lot going on.
So 10 o'clock this morning. So enjoy your bathroom break, or maybe that is your bathroom break. Do whatever you need to do. Just hand your business.
And just know the topic while you're in there.
Well-
Christmas play. Jefferson Methodist hosting a really special one, and Johnny A spoke with the organizers and all the excitement. Back in person this year. Very exciting.
They always do such a good one, and
Yeah.
to have it back in person, to have the people there. It's just the ability to play to an audience.
Yeah.
It just matters, and it's just that much better to have the live eyes
It
right
does.
there. It does makes a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to it. Always do. Asian Nation.
In the meantime,
Yeah.
on this Tuesday,
Yeah.
we're not expecting what we saw yesterday,
thank
but
goodness.
still,
Right.
passing showers moving on through. So if you do plan on attending any of the Pearl Harbor Remembrance ceremonies and here in New Orleans,
Sure.
you just want to bring an umbrella.
Be careful with it, everybody. You are just getting started on that Tuesday morning of yours. So go ahead. Go to the bathroom. We'll see you in a little bit.